people at UMass Boston, they're here because they know they can have an impact, not just on research, but on people, on their students.
I came here from the University of Michigan to develop and direct the Center for Personalized Cancer Therapy. What is, I think, really great about the CPCT is that it's actually a joint venture between UMass Boston and the Dana-Farber Harvard Cancer Center.
We're able to bring researchers from Dana-Farber with expertise in cancer care, cancer research, and experts from UMass Boston in various aspects of science and sociology, and to really build bridges and partnerships designed to do wonderful, innovative research.
Because of the facilities that we were able to put together through the Center for Personalized Cancer Therapy, we're able to attract very high-level junior investigators from the Dana-Farber Harvard Cancer Center. Most recently, Dr. Shalja Pathania.
I work on BRCA1 and BRCA2 genes. The women have mutations in these genes. They have almost 80% chance of getting breast cancer. We now have, or will have for the first time, an insight into why these cells are becoming tumor cells. And having that information is critical in designing the preventive or even therapeutic strategies that can help reduce BRCA1 cancer or BRCA2 cancer. I have the right kind of collaborators around me. It's a perfect recipe to do some very innovative research that pushes the science further.
For our project, there's no way we could do this work without the partnership of UMass Boston and the diversity that it brings and the expertise and community-based research.
I think that UMass Boston has a little different position in developing the STEM pipeline than the private universities do.
We started a program with UMass Boston called Set Sail for Success to help first-year students in the College of Nursing and Health Sciences. One of the aspects about partnering with UMass Boston that was especially important to us at Harvard Pilgrim is the fact that its student population that it educates and that graduates stay in this area.
We have a really tremendous group of young, promising minority students. I have no doubt they have a bright future, whether it's in cancer research or clinical care or leadership or community activism.
Those are the kinds of leaders that we need in the Commonwealth, and we're going to be ready with open arms and hands once they graduate from UMass Boston. The opportunities are there, and UMass Boston is really making a difference to make them be ready.
What's really unique, I think, here is that we're really encouraged to not just do research, but to do research that really improves people's lives and solves problems.
Society has really never had to deal with a problem as complex as dealing with climate change before.
Climate Ready Boston is our data-driven approach to climate change and how we can make sure the city of Boston is prepared for the next 100 years. By leveraging the expertise of UMass Boston and Paul and Ellen, we've been able to take the very best science on sea level rise and translate that into a vulnerability assessment. Really what we've relied on them for is their technical expertise and really helping us understand what the science is saying to help us understand what we need to do next, both from a policy perspective, but then also in terms of projects and financing as well.
UMass Boston actually has a long history of working on environmental problems. One of the earliest programs was working in the cleanup of Boston Harbor in the 80s, and that was actually the genesis for the eventual School for the Environment. We started this program in green chemistry, and we're the first university to offer a PhD in that. And then also the School for the Environment is now working in Nantucket and Gloucester and other places around the world.
I was giving a talk a couple of falls ago for this group it was called the CEO Summit, and I showed this map of South Boston where all the businesses are being built, and there was a gasp, a literal gasp in the audience when they saw that map, and it's like, you could tell that suddenly they realized this wasn't something that is like down the road. This is something we have to deal with now.
Some of my work has actually been cited in a Supreme Court decision. I've met with congressional committees. I've given testimony to the Massachusetts Senate as well as the U.S. Senate on this issue.
We want to make sure that we are on that leading edge of the research, and we know that UMass Boston is committed to these issues and committed to being a good partner for the city.
UMass Boston is founded on a notion of impact. The Center for Peace, Democracy, and Development is a place where faculty and students can take a lot of the concepts and ideas that we are teaching in the classroom and take them into the field and actually make a difference. Beyond our work in Boston, we have projects in Nigeria, Israel, Palestine, Northern Ireland, South Africa, Ecuador, Colombia. Through our work in the field with a lot of important actors like the U.S. State Department, with the U.S. Agency for International Development, with the United Nations, I think we've gained a reputation as a place that can help a lot of these actors solve their problems and can get things done, and also that have a student body that they want to hire when they finish working with us. Nigeria may seem, it is, a world away from Boston, but many of the things that I've learned in dealing with Muslim-Christian peace efforts is tremendously relevant for situations here in Boston and other parts of the United States. Dealing with issues between police and youth, or police and immigrant communities, and that's a lot of what we do, creating networks of relationships where people can work out their problems and can find better solutions than the ones that violence offers. Because in the end, we're all in this together. We only thrive when we work on these sorts of solutions to our problems together.
We want to do theater that is responsible. We want to do music that is evocative and elevates us. We want to do dance that reflects urban movement and connection. I've been a practicing designer for the last 30 years. My specialty is costumes. This space is fantastic. This is our recital hall, and it's so outstanding that many people compare it to the symphony hall because the quality of sound is like nothing in town. And there is the painting studio, the sculpture studio, the digital studio. The type of students that we're getting, they're more competitive. They're looking for these kind of facilities. They look at other private colleges, but then decide to come here. Boston is filled with regional theaters, so our students can actually apply what they're learning and build a portfolio. And it's so great to see their names on the program, and people may not know they're from UMass Boston, but eventually as they graduate and they begin to get professional jobs and you see their bios, that's going to be UMass Boston. It's going to be the stamp all over. UMass Boston represents what true liberal arts is about. In my class, you have students who are psychologists, business, chemistry. The final goal is that we have well-rounded global citizens graduating from UMass Boston.
This is just the starting point. It only has potential to grow, and it has a big potential to grow up.
You're really having a direct impact on people's lives, and you can see that now, and you can see that years from now.
So I think it's becoming like the place that people want to go.
What UMass Boston is able to offer to its young people certainly stands up to that mission that was set right out in the beginning. It's something UMass Boston should be and can be very proud about.